You know, one time I did a video and I told you be careful when you go to shops to buy, and that the sales people are very, very smart, and they would dupe you. I don't know whether these people saw my video and decided that they will show me pepper. So my catch order. Oko shop now, especially, you know, all the shops where you have sales attendants, especially the shops that are at filling stations and places where, you know, look, this week I saw pepper. I paid 2,850 for items that cost 1,300. Listen to me. And I'm not joking. Especially when you enter a shop where there are no labels to the items that are displayed. And also that when you go to the shop and the person who is selling the checkout machine does not have prices already entered into the system, then I need you to be extremely careful, because this has happened to me. This is the third time, and this is not random. So if it can happen to me 3 times, it means that if you have bought from these shops, you probably would have been duped many times already. I was going to go to Cape Coast and on Sunday, and it was raining right from Accra. It was raining. Unfortunately for us, our car tire picked a nail on the street and got punctured. So we drove to the nearest Shell filling station, and I have the receipt. So I'm mentioning the company, and if I don't know who is the owner of the company of that Shell shop. The Shell's filling station in somewhere between Weja and Kaswa. And so we stopped there, and because it was raining, we stopped under their canopy to be able to change our tire. And I was going to go to Cape Coast and shop for my girl. So I decided that, once we fix our tire here, they gave us space to fix our tire, and we did. I should as well just buy from their shop. So I decided to enter the shop. And I went with my wife, so we started picking the things, and the ladies were very nice. So when we went and started picking, once one basket was full, this young lady, very beautiful young lady, came out and took the basket to the counter, and then we took another basket and we tried. So we were just going around. The second basket, she came to take it and took it to the counter. When I got to the counter, she had already started capturing the prices of or scanning the items. And when she finished, she said 2,850. And because I always feel suspicious about them, I said, okay, let me pay with Momo. Then she said, yes, I can pay with Momo. Then I thought second time, I said, no, let me pay with card. Because if I pay with my bank card, then if they are fictitious, they can't get the money. The money goes to the owner. Anyway, so let me do that. And they still say yes. So I took out my card and paid 2,850. And then we went out and sat in the car and took off. Then I took the receipt, because ordinarily I would check these things before I leave. Me check ya sanamako. When me tina car no aka no 2 ya na me share receipt no so no. 2 items that they were price tags. So I confirmed. One was a confit juice, the smaller size. On the shelf, it was 12 cedis 50 pesos, and I picked 10 of them. Then I bought the St. Louis sugar, the cube, the big one. On the shelf, it was 56 cedis, so I picked also one. Then when I sat in the car and I looked at the receipt, the calipo that was 12 cedis 50 pesos, they had billed it 19 cedis. Then I looked at the sugar, and the sugar that was 58 cedis, 56 cedis, They had built it 89 or 80 something cities. Yeah, I don't remember. I'll have the receipt, I'll check. So I felt suspicious. But these prices, I remember. The other things there were no tax to it, there were no price tax. So I told the driver to turn. So we turned and went back to the shop. And then I went to complain. I said, I feel that the items that I bought should not cost me 2,850. So I want to check the prices. And then they started G3 and they started telling stories. The prices in the Ebiana why a mistake. Then another one came and said, Ebiana, we are a mistake into whether another time near Rama. Then I said no. So I asked that they should scan the items again. For a lot of the items, when they scan, a price doesn't show up. The system says error. So then they try to enter it themselves. And I said, no, anything that they scan that is showing error, they should put it aside. 2 items. I bought assorted biscuits in a pack. When they scanned, it was about 70 cedis. No, 68 cedis. They had charged me 250 cedis for that pack of biscuits. The other thing that gave them up again was conflicts. And this particular conflict was quite filled up. So I didn't actually watch when they scanned the prices. Then I checked. I said they should scan. They scanned that one. And the cost in the machine was 100 cedis. And they had charged me for 250 cedis. So I got angry. I said, look, unfortunately, I don't want to buy the things anymore. And but yes, you need to go home. Then they went out. I said, I wanted to talk to the manager. I called the manager. The manager tried to play games with me. I said, look, my friend, I'm very serious. I'm not joking. And if you joke with me, the things that I will do to you, you will be sad. So he immediately said, okay, he will call me back. Then somebody else who was there, a young man who was also there, and he says his name is Emmanuel. A young man who was there also said, oh, he's there. So he's surprised that they didn't talk to him. And they asked me to call somebody whose number was on the receipt that they gave me. So he came, took money from his wallet and counted 285 cedis for me. And I took it and sat in my car and left. When I got to Cape Coast, then I decided I was going to buy the items there. So I went to the Melcom in Cape Coast and bought all the items that we had bought plus a few other things. And I paid just a little over 1,300 for the items that these young women have sold to me for 2,850. In other words, I had paid more than twice the price of the cost of the items that I bought. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not joking. And today, my address is not just for anyone. My address is for the owners of the shops. If you have a shop, if you run a filling station mat or shop, or a shop where you have put shop attendants there, or you have, whichever that you have put people there, please be careful, because the people you put there to man your shops are collapsing your businesses. I'm not saying don't open businesses, but please open your eyes. Because for me, it looked like this is a consistent story. Shell, if that is the kind of training you give to these ladies, I don't know if the shops belong to Shell, or Shell has anything to do, but this was a Shell shop. But if there are other things that the owners must do, I think that it is important that these ladies are properly trained and they are supervised to make sure that these things don't happen. Also, the machines that you use for your checkouts, please, if the prices are not correct in there, you should capture them, because they are not there for fun. The things there are meant for those of us who want to buy from you so we can get good customer experience. So please, if you are an owner of any of these shops, please pay attention to your, and you too, my brothers, my sisters, I beg you, ukota fee weni. Me say yeden fee weni. Kabio me say yeden fee weni. Ukota dia fee weni u. And yes, emaya yi be wo. Nyan koma timi chobo over 1,500 cedis. Anopa 2. Mindi hwee. So hwee ukotade a hwee nya say betu chuo. Hwee. And I'm prepared to name the filling station. I still have the receipt. I took a picture of the receipt for purposes of protecting the particular individuals and the young people. Maybe I don't have to protect them. I'm refusing not to put this on. But if Shell contacts me, I will put this up for them to investigate so that they can properly handle these guys. And as I said, it's not just Shell shop. I've got duped before. I've been duped in a number of other places, including the airport. And I think this is not good enough. It's one of the reasons why we are not finding jobs for people, because the people who man these shops create a lot of inconvenience, a lot of problems. So people may not patronize. So you'll sit there the whole day and nobody's buying. And somebody has invested their business, their money into that business, and they have employed you. They are going to pay you at the end of the month, and you misbehave like this. You